Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is September 26th, 2025. So, as far as updates, I do have a channel update. I'm not going to do it on this episode. I will probably do it next episode. Because if I have time, I'll do it at the end of this episode. I'm up early. It's 10 a.m. Um, yeah, I got up. I woke up and I could tell I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to sleep. But this is a crazy fucking story. So we're just going to jump right into it. And I have to ask a question. And I'm being rhetorical, obviously. But I was thinking about it this morning when I seen the video pop up. By the way, the scoop I got this from was a channel called The Conspiracy Files. I found him earlier this year. I'd say about 2 months ago. Probably about 2 or 3 months ago, I found his channel. And dude, he puts out fucking bangers. Like, and which is rare for YouTube. I mean, it kind of sucks because he has to censor every other fucking word. So that's a little annoying. I don't know if he's on anything else besides YouTube, but every other word is beep, beep, beep. But besides that, like, dude, he'll be talking about, like, the Franklin cover-up, like, deep rabbit hole shit. You know, I talk to, like, conspiracy theorists I'm friends with and shit, and, like, none of them ever have even heard of, like, the Franklin cover-up. I'm like, how the fuck have you not heard about the Franklin cover-up? But this dude goes deep. So shout-outs to him. Which recently, dude, he was in a cabin with his family, like, mom and dad and his wife and stuff, brother-in-law and stuff. They had, like, a family trip, I guess, and there was a gas leak in the house, and they all went to bed, and luckily the fire alarm went off because there was, like, carbon monoxide. And I commented to him, I was like, hey, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or nothing, but the type of videos you put out and stuff, do you think, like, they were trying to kill your ass, like, they, them, you know? But yeah, so the rhetorical question I have, though, is why is it that, like, all of these elites, or, like, actors and actresses, just anyone high up the pyramid of control and power and fame and fortune, why do they all have creepy fucking parents? Like, I don't get it. Like, I know I'm an average Joe, obviously, and I know, like, in my daily interactions with people, getting to know people, like, I had a rough childhood and some weird shit go on, with my mom. My dad, luckily, I don't know, like, there was one weird incident, I'm not gonna get into it, but I don't even know what to categorize it as. It was just strange. But, I feel like 90% of these elites, man, like, their parents are fucking creeps or, like, super evil, abusive, you know? And I don't find that as much as far as, like, the pedophilia thing, as much with, like, common people. I mean, yes, it still happens, but it's more rare than with the elites. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like every other fucking elite has, like, a horrible upbringing with pedophilia. And obviously, like I said, I'm being rhetorical, but let's just jump into it. So I know a little bit about, like, Elon Musk, his grandpa. Supposedly he was hunting for Nephilim bones. He was into archaeology. Their family owns, like, some sort of gem business. Like, I'm not sure if it's diamonds or rupees or something gem, like a really expensive gem. I know a little bit about his family, but apparently an article came out in the New York Times um, going through his father, Errol Musk, of like just degeneracy. And I never heard any of this. Apparently it's a lot, dude. From watching conspiracy files, it's a lot of shit. So we're going to jump into it, man. So this is from 2 days ago. Elon Musk father, Errol Musk, accused of abusing 5 of his children over 3 decades. And apparently there's 7 of them, so 5. So 5 out of 7 he's being accused of. And that's just because they came out and said something. So who knows if all 7 were, you know. Elon Musk's father has been accused of sexually abusing at least 5 of his children over the last 3 decades, according to a New York Times investigation. So 30 years, man. Warning, this article contains details which may be upsetting for some readers. Obviously, trigger warning, you know. I usually don't do that just because it's like, I would think it's common sense of like, you're clicking on a channel called Conspiracy Corner Podcast. Like, most conspiracies are pretty fucking dark. Unless you're like, I don't know, like a kind of like a purple-pilled person who's only into like Bigfoot and stuff, you know. Which even then, there's some weird shit with Bigfoot sometimes. The outlet reviewed multiple police reports, spoke to social workers and family members to uncover the allegations against 79-year-old Errol Musk. The earliest accusation was in 1993, so I was like 3 years old. I was born in 91. When the Musk patriarch's 4-year-old then stepdaughter told relatives he had touched her inappropriately. A decade later, she said she had caught Errol Musk sniffing her dirty underwear, which is fucking gross. I never understood the whole, like, licking dirty underwear, sniffing dirty underwear. Especially, we already gave the warning. This is going to be a rough one. I have a daughter, and I remember doing her laundry and having to get onto her, like, girl, you need to wipe your butt better. You're going to get an infection down there. Like, fucking nasty, dude. Gross. Kids are fucking gross. They just are. They're snotty. They don't wipe their butts correctly. Like, they're just nasty little creatures. I love kids, you know, but they're fucking nasty, dude. I'm sorry. So, it's fucking gross, man. Sorry. The same former stepdaughter whose mother married Mr. Musk twice said she had a child with him in her 20s and struggled with drug addiction, which is common, obviously. I think that's why I have a problem with alcohol. And I've had issues with drugs and pornography addiction. Addiction in general, you know. At one point, video game addiction, like... So he's pulling basically a Woody Allen, which I'm a big fan of, tinfoil hat, and there's a lot of people who believe that Woody Allen actually might be like innocent, you know. I don't know. But Errol Musk is pulling a Woody Allen. The incident formed part of a wider series of allegations, which members said had torn the Musk family apart for years. And by the way, Musk has been stated in an interview when asked about his father, he's like, basically said his dad was dark as hell and evil, and he doesn't like him or respect him, and I'm like, damn, okay. And now we're going to find out why. So, some have turned to Elon Musk, the eldest child, for help. In 2010, a letter to the tech billionaire, seen by the New York Times, implored him to intervene. Quote, "We really need your advice, help, and guidance in these matters because we daily see these children suffer," the relative allegedly wrote. Errol Musk has not been convicted of any crime. Silence, discomfort, and speculation surrounded the Musk family. The allegations of abuse have been gaining traction in the months leading up to the New York Times investigation. In June, Errol Musk's former sister-in-law spoke to podcaster Joshua Rubin, who had previously interviewed the South African businessman. So, shout-outs to Joshua Rubin. I have no clue who that dude is, so there you go. If you want to hear the podcast, I guess his podcast is just Joshua Rubin. I'm not personally going to listen to it just because I'm kind of picky with my podcast, and I'm super fucking behind on all my podcasts, you know. The relationship with his stepdaughter, according to Mr. Rubin, had long been surrounded by silence, discomfort, and speculation. Elmi Smit, whose sister Heidi Marie Bazudenhout, that's definitely German, it sounds like, was Errol Musk's third wife, reached out to him for the then anonymous interview. When it became clear soon after, Heidi and Errol got married in 1993, Ms. Smith said Heidi felt something was wrong with her daughter. At 4 years old, she was behaving like a teenager, kicking, screaming, and crying. So just throwing fucking tantrums. The child told a relative that Errol had molested her. I couldn't believe how a little child could cry. Her heart was broken, Ms. Smith said. MS, so Ms. I'm not just like speaking weird. She said, please don't tell my mom. Please don't tell my mom. Oh, she feel like she's gonna get in trouble over getting molested. That's fucking sad, dude. She said that she was watching a cartoon. He came into the sitting room. He picked her up, and he carried her outside to where the bins were stored. The 4-year-old spoke to the police on October 26, 1993. The same day, her mother, according to Ms. Smith, confronted Errol Musk. He burst into tears, Ms. Smith said. He admitted that he had done it. He then also said that he had gone through trauma that had spilled over. Okay. First off, that sucks that it happened in 93. Because now we have cell phones. You could just pop that motherfucker on record in your pocket. Second off, it is, and I'm being careful how I say it because people are evil in comment sections. It is proven that, like, people who are victims of sexual crimes are more likely to commit sexual crimes. That being said, that is not an excuse to do it. It's never okay to do it. What was it? Marcus Parks from last podcast on the left has one of the best quotes that I've used throughout the years. Mental illness is not your fault, but it's your responsibility to take care of it, you know? The New York Times said it had been given a case number for the incident confirmed by the South African police. So, I find that interesting because here in America, I guess it's different in South Africa. Here in America, that would fall under, yes, criminal court, but where the victim is a child and it's sexual abuse. I would think that all of those case numbers and case info would be on lockdown. I would think. I don't know though. The charges were later withdrawn as part of a divorce settlement. That's kind of fucking weird. So they're just like, yeah, we're just going to withdraw these charges, wrap it up with a divorce settlement. Criminal charges? Okay. Errol Musk had said he was given custody of the child following the divorce, a claim which could not be verified. What kind of courts do they got in South Africa? This dude is charged with molestation of the child. They withdraw the charges during the divorce, and they give him custody of the child. South Africa, dude. Good morning, South Africa. Sorry, D Antwoord reference. I know that South Africa is like a fucking shit show though. Sorry if you're a listener from South Africa, but I've seen enough footage. I've heard enough stories. It's a fucking open air mental institution over there. 2 years later, Ms. Smith said the girl attempted to throw herself off the roof, saying she had been abused again. So she tried to commit suicide. Here's this Errol Musk, by the way. That's what he looks like. I don't really see Elon in him. The only resemblance I could see is maybe the eyes a little bit. So, Ms. Bezuidenhout married Mr. Musk in 1999, and the pair had another daughter in 2001. Sorry, just checking. I'm getting notifications. In 2002, the stepdaughter, then 14, went into her bedroom in the family's why does it matter how much it costs? $3 million Malibu home. There she found her stepfather sniffing her dirty underwear. The family said the police, Child Protective Services, and Elon Musk were also alerted. Errol Musk has denied the accusation. So this is, I'm guessing, the second time, or are they just reiterating the first time? So the second time he's been caught sniffing underwear. After the incident, the family said Elon Musk explored potential legal guardianship of the children and moved his father back to South Africa. Okay. Multiple accusations of abuse leveled against Musk patriarch. Errol Musk was also accused directly of abusing his two daughters and his stepson in an interim protection order filed by the former stepdaughter in 2009. So he don't give a fuck. He's pulling an Andy Dick where he just likes boys, girls, whatever. I don't want him to be allowed to come close to me, she wrote in an order which was granted by a South African magistrate. The same allegations were noted in a letter sent by Ms. Bezuidenhout to Elon Musk in 2007, according to the New York Times. The former stepdaughter, who is now 37, told the New York Times she was being financially supported by Elon Musk and did not live with Errol Musk. So that's good. The pair reconnected and formed a romantic relationship several years ago and have since had at least one child together. My kids are safe and looked after, she said. In 2022, family members alleged their then 5-year-old son said he had been groped by his father, Errol Musk. So, South African police confirmed there had been an investigation into child sexual abuse, but did not name those involved. The case was dropped due to insufficient evidence. Elon Musk and his lawyer have not responded to request for comment. In an email to the Times, Errol Musk called the allegations false and nonsense in the extreme. He said the abuse allegations had been made up by family members, quote, putting the children up to say false things in an effort to get money from his eldest son. The reason I don't believe that is it's literally 5 victims, multiple different wives, all saying the same shit. I mean, if it was like one person saying some crazy shit, I would play devil's advocate and be like, well, you know. But when you got 5 kids all saying the same type of shit too, like you'd been caught twice sniffing underwear, groping, molestation, it's like specifically the same things. Does that make sense? And it's 5 different victims, allegedly. Multiple wives all saying the same thing. I mean, the dude is wealthy, obviously, but still, you know. So, 3 marriages and a relationship with a former stepdaughter. Errol Musk married his first wife, May Haldeman, in 1970. That first marriage produced his oldest 3 children, Elon, Kimball, and Tosca, which they are South Africans, so that's why their names are like exotic sounding. I think it's cool though. Errol Musk and May Musk divorced in 1979, and May later making several allegations of domestic violence. So not only is he a sexual predator, allegedly, but apparently beats his wife, allegedly. Elon Musk said in one interview he grew up in a very violent home. She told the BBC in 2022 she had declined proposal from Errol Musk, who had then contacted her entire family to say she had accepted. They didn't know I was seeing him, and I wasn't, she said. And then I just got this telegram from my parents saying, "Congratulations, the wedding arrangements are made. The invites are out and 800 people are coming. The abuse started right away. I came back from my honeymoon bruised and pregnant." Errol Musk has denied these allegations. He was briefly married a second time to a woman. Oh, by the way, this is Elon's mom. I've seen her before, especially in the conspiracy community, because people have commented on like how her fashion was Illuminati, or she was throwing up some weird Illuminati hand signs. I don't know, man. I can't remember. It was grasping at straws kind of thing. By the way, I feel bad for Elon. I feel bad for anyone who goes through sexual and physical abuse, but I still don't like Elon. This isn't me going like, "Oh, Elon's a great guy," just because he grew up with a rough childhood, he's a good guy. The dude's building Skynet and the Mark of the Beast and Neuralink, and I don't trust him. I don't like him. I think he's witty sometimes. I wish that he was using his money and power for the good of mankind rather than Terminator, but he was briefly married a second time to a woman named Sue before his marriage to Heidi Marie Bezuidenhout, along with 3 stepchildren. The relationship produced 2 daughters. In his relationship with his former stepdaughter, Errol Musk has claimed both of her children are his. She has said only one of them is Errol Musk's child. "This is a wound that has festered for a very long time," Ms. Smith said in June. "It's not easy to speak about this. It's exposing a lot. And you ask yourself, is this the right thing to do or not?" Almost every evil thing you can think of, he has done. The relationship between Elon Musk and his father has been the subject of much back and forth animosity for the last decade. Both men have an engineering background. Both have numerous children. Both have been married multiple times. After his parents divorced when he was just 8 years old, Elon Musk stayed with his father in South Africa. So when he was 8, his younger siblings, Kimball and Tosca, went with their mother. With the Tesla boss telling a biographer in 2017 he felt sorry for his father. Aw, poor naive Musk. A little boy, too. Just heart of gold, it sounds like, at least back then. "He seemed very sad and lonely by himself," he said. "But I didn't really understand at the time what kind of person he was." The Musk family fortune came about as a result of construction and emerald trading. Emeralds. I knew it was some sort of like precious jewel. So emeralds. With the elder Musk telling media they had so much money we couldn't even close our safe. I do remember that line. But while Elon Musk has described his father as brilliant, he has also described him as evil. See, right there. I love people, and I speak this way sometimes. I will talk good about one of the most evil persons. Like, not even good, but I can admire someone's brilliance and intelligence and something about them. And people are like, so you like that guy? And it's like, no. Like, if I said, like, Adolf Hitler was charismatic, you know, or intelligent, someone would be like, oh, Abe likes Adolf Hitler, you know, and it's like, no, he's a genius. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying I agree with him. He's a bad dude. He's evil. I don't like the guy, but, you know, it is what it is. Most people cannot do that, you know, of like, oh, that person's a genius. Like, even Elon, he's charismatic, handsome, money, intelligent, smart as fuck, well spoken, like presents himself well when he's not doing like weird shit, but like, and people would be like, oh, Abe likes Elon Musk. You know, people are so fucking dumb. I don't know, just that little, I noticed shit, that type of shit. And I see myself in that. He's like, yeah, my dad's brilliant, but he's evil, you know. He was such a terrible human being, you have no idea, he said in a 2017 interview, at times becoming emotional. My dad will have a careful thought out plan of evil. He will plan evil. I do have to say that about Musk, man. Like, obviously he's building Terminators and the Mark of the Beast and a dystopian reality, but he does, I truly do in my heart of hearts believe that he does have a soul. Like, I've seen enough interviews of him like crying and stuff and speaking, and I'm like, okay, this guy's actually human, man. Like, unless he's just got me fooled, whatever, you know. Almost every crime you can possibly think of, he has done. Almost every evil thing you could possibly think of, he has done. He said he had tried everything to change his father after moving the family to Malibu. In my experience, there is nothing you can do, he said. After returning to South Africa, Errol Musk emailed his sons to ask for money, saying he was totally dependent on them. Personal letters, emails, and interviews sent by family members and seen by the New York Times showed them repeatedly asking Elon Musk to intervene in his father's behavior. Several times, Mr. Musk's assistants replied for him. On other occasions, the family said he provided financial support. In a rare comment about his father in May 2023, Elon Musk said he did not have a happy childhood. He and his brother, according to Mr. Musk, had agreed to support their father on the condition he not engage in bad behavior. Unfortunately, he nonetheless did, he said. So, I'm glad I didn't do my original plan with the intro, because I knew that this would be around the 30-minute mark. So, perfect timing. There you have it, though. I didn't really know too much about Errol Musk. But that just came out. That was September 24th there, so 2 days ago. This is kind of hot on the press of the allegations, and yeah, I mean, he's a creep. And honestly, man, like I said, dude, like, I feel like most, like 90% of these elites and shit, well, when it comes to the elites, not even actors and actresses, like, they're lower down the pyramid. I'm talking like high up the pyramid, dude. It's like all of them are fucking, allegedly, I have to say that, like fucking pedos and creeps, physically abusive. Am I gonna sit here and like go off the rails and be like, yeah, dude, I bet you there's a ritual aspect to it? Maybe. Anything's up in the air. I'm not going to say that without evidence. You know, I'm not gonna be National Enquirer over here like other channels, you know, just be like with no evidence. Yeah, it was ritual satanic abuse, you know. I don't know. Maybe this Errol dude's a Satanist. Who the fuck knows? A Baphomet worshiper, a Baal worshiper, Molekian. I ain't gonna lie, I feel bad for Elon. And I'm sure I'll have someone in the comments section like, you know, you're whatever. How do you feel bad for someone who's evil? You know, because I have a heart. But I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sorry this was a rough one. I have more time today, so I most likely will put out more podcasts before work. If you want to donate some money to the channel, that would help, because I just bought like $70 worth of stuff. I'm going to talk about it whenever it comes in the mail. I'll show you. It was worth it. It's for the channel. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. But that's it. Have a good day.